All right, welcome on in, everyone. Good morning. And you were looking at that image there on your screen. And yes, we are talking about Monsoon mayhem. Ron is off this week. We do have this morning Steve Nielsen in studio. Nice to see you, my friend.
It is wonderful to see you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
We did this just a couple of weeks ago. Had so much fun doing this with you. Very excited that I wasn't canceled.
Yes.
And I was allowed to do this again.
You didn't break any FCC regulations.
Nope, not a one. And I'm actually not even sure FCC really regulates this.
Me neither.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're going to have a great time, and we have some big headlines to get to as well. Were you affected by the monsoon?
No, so I'm out in the East Valley, and I was going to talk about this.
Yeah.
It is so interesting. I was watching AZAM this morning at home, getting ready with the kids.
Else to watch?
I'm a very good employee. And was blown away by all the damage because we had a couple of gusts of wind last night. I mean, it was just nothing where I was. That's the monsoons, though, right?
I know.
It really picks and chooses who gets the damage.
And it's interesting. And for those of you in the chat, good morning, Deborah Owens, Linda Monterth, Thomas Favela. We love that you guys are so committed and join us every day. Share with us, if you can, your thoughts on the monsoon. Did you receive some big time damage? Maybe we saw the image you were talking about. Big tree ended up in the West Valley on top of like a white van and this yellow, really cute coupe, actually. I was like, that looks like a cool car. But they're totaled, those vehicles. You know, I mean, it just has been so crazy.
And we're going to talk to Danielle a little bit later, right?
Yeah,
She's
we
been
are
live out there all morning talking about that damage, talking with people.
Yeah. And one of the other big stories that we're covering for you this morning is, of course, the Clancy trial that is taking place out in the East. And that really has garnered some national attention.
It has. And part of that is the fact that we've got Fox's Pete Cuddihy out there. He is in Plymouth, Massachusetts covering this. What can you tell us, Pete?
Yeah, hi, Celeste and Steve. Well, it's been a major factor what her mental health has been, and that's why on Friday, 2 psychiatrists testified, and this morning, one of them was cross-examined by the defense. Now, what they've said so far is that Clancy dealt with major depressive disorder. However, they say that she did not show signs of psychosis.
And what symptoms did she report experiencing at that time?
Anxiety attacks, decreased appetite, depressed mood, easily distracted, excessive worry, guilt, unable to feel pleasure, unable to fall asleep, and racing thoughts.
That was Dr. Jennifer Tufts, who's being cross-examined today. She says that she started treating Clancy via telehealth in 2022 and never met her in person. She recommended therapy and also prescribed Clancy Zoloft. On New Year's Day of 2023, Clancy voluntarily checked into a hospital, and the psychiatrist who treated her at the hospital testified that Clancy had never stated she had any thoughts of harming anyone else.
What were identified as maybe protective factors?
She was future-oriented. She was really invested in her children. She was a caring mother.
And just weeks after checking into that hospital, Clancy strangled her 3 children to death, all of them under 5 years old. She also attempted to kill herself by jumping out of her second-story window, leaving her partially paralyzed. And Clancy's defense team isn't denying that she killed her 3 children. What this case comes down to is Clancy's mental state when it happened. Her lawyers argue she's not criminally responsible because she was suffering from postpartum psychosis and didn't receive the proper mental health treatment. However, the prosecution argues Clancy carefully planned it all and intentionally killed her children. The prosecution has called dozens of witnesses at this point, and they're expected to wrap their case either today or in the coming days. In Plymouth, Massachusetts, Pete Cuddihy, Fox 10 News.
You know, Pete, what a horrific and I think disturbing trial, to have to cover. And I know the husband testified earlier. Can you give us an idea in the courtroom what it looks like on each side of the courtroom, how many people are actually in there, and whether or not they have other family members who are there as well?
Well, today I did hear from inside reporting that it was a full courtroom, but I can't give you exact details on emotions because I wasn't actually inside today. I've been out here just relaying that information. But from the past few days, last week, we do know that there were a lot of very emotional moments, and there were times where court actually had to be stopped.
Well, I think that's interesting, Pete, what you just talked about there, sort of the reporting schematics of all this behind the scenes is because there's limited space in there. You've got one person in there. You're outside reporting what's happening. There's a lot that goes into bringing that court case to the public, right?
Of course, yeah. And that's how it is with any high-profile case. A lot of the times, it's in a smaller court. There's only so many people who can be inside, and those are really the people that we're relying on.
All right, Pete Cuddihy live for us this morning. Pete, thank you so much. We appreciate your report.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. You know, that's the big story kind of nationally that a lot of people are talking about. But here, many of you are chiming in and saying, Linda Montour, you said last week we were gone, had some flood damage, you know, in their community. And a lot of people are waking up this morning all across Arizona dealing with a lot of the damage.
Yes. And
that's kind of big
that
story.
is beyond the cost of it. I mean, when you're looking at totaled cars, all of that. Nobody wakes up on a Monday morning saying, I got to get the chainsaw out and figure this out with this tree in front of my house. Or I've got to call landscapers now. This is a pain for so many people. Yeah,
I mean, think about trying to get to work and things like that here. Let me go back to this weather, and this is some of the weather that we have for you this morning.
Wow.
Jacob, look at this
that is
wind.
Rain.
That is crazy. Oh, I just heard the guy in the video. He's like, this is crazy.
We agree. That is crazy.
Somebody's like, step away from the automatic doors.
Yeah, those can blow open like crazy. Look at this. Wow, and you see them just struggling to kind of, and that's a pool in the front, and then you see the branches start blowing away. This is video after video, different spots, too. I think that's important to point out. This isn't one street, one neighborhood that had a microburst, something like that. This is an everywhere in the West Valley saw something really impressive last night.
Yeah, no kidding. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. You know, we've had a very active monsoon. Let's get right to Danielle. She is live this morning, and she's been out covering. Danielle, good morning. We were just chatting about this image, these two vehicles, Steve and I, and how crazy it is to have to wake up to a sight like this.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. Good morning, guys. This is 47th Avenue in Northern. There is a lot of damage, specifically in this condo complex. This is the parking lot. A pretty crazy situation that happened out here. So this massive tree from the neighbor's backyard toppled over onto these two vehicles right here. You can see just completely smashing both of the vehicles. They are definitely totaled at this point. But just look at those roots. I mean, this is a massive tree. And you would think, yeah, maybe this is just one. Oh no, there are several just like this kind of scattered throughout the entire parking lot here. And you can see here in the condo complex, they do have these shade structures above some of the cars. In the very front of the complex here, there's a tree very similar in size to this one right here. And it too is just completely toppled over. It ripped down the entire structure onto vehicles. There's about 4 to 5 over there that were completely totaled as well. So there is a lot of damage. You can see another tree over here in the corner also from one of those houses on the back side of this has toppled over and ruined the wall there. But a pretty crazy situation. We spoke with so many people out here this morning. They were telling us that it was right around 8 o'clock last night. That is when all of this started. There was a little bit of rain coming down. Everybody was very happy about that, thankful for some of that rain. And then all of a sudden, wow, that wind came in and they came out to this. Just a lot of damage happening here. Earlier this morning, we were at 33rd Avenue and Northern where a tree also similar in size to this one here was on top of power lines. So it ripped down, I would say about 4 poles of power lines. SRP was out there all morning long trying to repair that power. Nearly 10,000 customers without power last night. They have been working around the clock to restore it. So a lot going on, specifically in the West Valley here. So much damage this morning as people are waking up.
Danielle, I love what you just said about when the rain first starts, you're excited about it. And you think, oh, we could use this. I can turn the sprinklers off. This is great. And then the tone changes immediately and you realize how dangerous situation you're in. I think that's something all of us in news sort of struggle to get our tone right whenever there's rain chances on the way.
Right.
Oh, we're looking forward to the rain. But often, for at least one street in the valley, that is going to mean it is a horribly terrible situation like this that could be very dangerous. Have you talked with anyone out there? Are the owners of those cars, are they out there? Or did they look out their window and go, oh my gosh, and just stayed inside for the day?
Yeah, not these people. We spoke to Todd, is his name. His car was one in the front of the complex here. And you know what? Surprisingly, he had a pretty good attitude about it all. He was saying that so far, kind of walking around, this is a tight-knit community, nobody was hurt. And so overall, I think that is the best news, that when you see damage like this, you're like, wow, somebody could have really been even killed by something like this if somebody would have been in one of these vehicles here. So he was pretty positive this morning, just saying, you know what? No one's hurt. All of this can be repaired and fixed, but you're right, and it is just those specific areas. Some people might just have a little bit of rain, a little bit of light wind, and then just one house over even has so much damage. So very scary stuff here. We love it when it rains. We need the rain, we need the moisture, but unfortunately, this is one of the things that happens if those high winds really kick up.
Yeah, no kidding. My gosh, so much to clean up. Danielle, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. You did a great job all morning long. All right,
you bet.
There's another look at those roots pulled from the bottom. Let's go back to some of that weather video.
Deal.
And let's read some of your comments here when it comes to some of this weather. So right now, I looked back in the feed. Jared of Sonora says, yes, it finally picked me last night. Incredible rain, wind, and amazing nonstop lightning. This is Youngtown area. There's a lot of times, and you mentioned this, Steve, that folks in the East Valley get it, but the West Valley don't. And this time it was the other way around.
Yeah, I feel bad seeing all the damage, but last night I was with the kids. We're outside. We're looking at the wind start moving through, and we're all saying, come on, get to us. We want some of this. We want the rain. Come on. And then you see what it became, and you go, thank God.
I know. And, another one here. We have Emperor Ivan says, the storm you guys received down there literally started right over my house in Sedona. He's up in Sedona this morning. And so you had all of these storm systems. Ashley Loaeza is going to join us after the break. She's going to bring some of her weather maps and her weather expertise. And let's give you a quick glance at that mystery. Oh, the mystery is Phoenix, Arizona. Hey.
Oh, you can't spoil it like that. I know that one.
All right, more FTT Fox 10 Talks when we come back after a quick break. All right, welcome back, everyone. You are looking live at your mystery camera this morning. Dean Fazzini was trying to pull the wool over our eyes, and when he threw up Phoenix, Arizona, he thought these people aren't going to know where this is.
I thought I finally got it right.
He underestimated how smart we are, Steve. All right.
We're going to have to talk to our first guest about where it might be raining / hailing, because I don't know what that is, but you see that on the bottom. I don't think that's quite rain. That's really driving.
That is a really good point. All right, let's bring in Ashley Loaeza now. Actually, Ash, it's good to see you.
Hey guys,
how's it going?
It's been too long.
It has been too long. Happy Monday. How are we doing after yesterday's storm? Were you guys hit hard?
No.
We had like a lot of thunder, lightning, a lot of wind, but we didn't get a whole ton of rain. We had some sprinkles.
Oh yeah, a little bit of everything for. You know, it was so funny. So I only got some dust, and the reason why I was able, obviously, you know, with my forecasting skills, I was able to figure out that the dust was going to roll through. But Sundays are my washing the makeup brushes day, and so to dry them out, I set them out in the patio. And when I went to pick them up after I took my shower after 9 o'clock, it was a little dusty.
You had like
I was like, okay,
a little natural bronzer.
Yes. So if I'm looking a little ashy today, that's why.
Okay,
but yeah,
per Steve's request, though,
Steve.
your thoughts on this mystery camera?
Ooh, are you asking me where do I think this is?
Because
Using your weather knowledge of where it might be partly cloudy with some rain.
Oh my gosh, are we somewhere in the East Coast, maybe?
Okay. Is it a little rainy out there?
I'm going to be very honest. I haven't checked. I've been full Arizona mode, but yeah, I'm kind of stumped.
I'm going to assume we've got some dry line activity in Lawton, Oklahoma, maybe.
Ooh,
okay.
Dry line activity.
You know, right? Was that
I'm going to have to look
phrase?
that up. Yeah, what does that mean? Dry line activity. Ashley,
I don't know.
That before?
I might have made that up.
Okay. Shout out Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny. It has been crazy though. With all the storm. Let's go right to Neil. Would you mind pulling up our maps real quick? Well, let's go over the storm activity and what we're sitting already warm here today.
Someone's on Mykonos. From Mykonos to the valley. How about that? Well, here in downtown Phoenix, you can see it was been a little bit hazy and dusty earlier this morning. We had really strong winds. In fact, some of us here in the valley, we actually dropped down air quality. We've actually seen some improvements since the last half hour. At one point, we were unhealthy for sensitive groups, but it seems as though conditions have cleared out just a bit. But those winds, they were very strong, especially towards the West Valley, but just widespread across the state because we had storms from the north into the south colliding and bringing us those downdraft winds towards the Gila Bend, close to 60. Here in Phoenix, 22-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but that's right, anywhere between 60 to 80 across the West Valley. And on top of that, this is just the latest from the Maricopa County Flood Control District as we're still collecting rain totals from that severe storm that we had along the 10 and the 8 near Buckeye, over an inch of rain, and further south and near the Gila Bend as well. We saw a lot of active weather. I know travel for a lot of folks driving late at night, that was a pretty scary situation, especially with the combination of the rain and the winds. Here across really central Phoenix and eastward, if anything, we've had some dust develop, but nonetheless, it looks as though we're still tracking some more active weather. Same situation looking like last night, where we're still seeing the storms from the north and the south potentially colliding here again for the West Valley. That's around 8 o'clock just about. This is what the current model is now updated and forecasting, that we could see some more storm action happening with the rain, with the winds, and that's going to continue to hold strong through the nighttime hours. And we're still holding on to daily chances for some rain as the monsoon, that weather pattern is still sticking around. So that's going to at least stick around, those daily rain chances through Thursday. And it looks as though the potential for, yet again, strong winds, blowing dust, downpours, and lightnings as well. I do want to also mention temperatures will also be dropping down much cooler as well. So actually, I want to show you real quick if we could pull that up, those cooler temperatures with that 10-day Foxcast coming up.
Amazing.
And just
I want you to prove it. I want it on the screen. I want the proof.
Boom.
I don't believe
How do you like that?
There we
do
go.
You see do you see the double digit?
How do you like them apples, Steve?
I love
them apples with humidity 82.
More than anything else, it's the 82 that really strikes me on that
Oh,
list.
in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's going to
sounds
be a
great.
big change. It's also nice to finally break out of the extreme heat
Oh
warning
my
that
gosh,
we have been on for quite a while. So we're seeing a lot of big changes, a lot of moisture, but with these storms, obviously, we saw the damage that they caused across
my
the
gosh,
valley.
so much damage.
batten down the hatches tonight, folks, because we may see another situation where those storms can get, a little scary at times.
What's always interesting too with these, when you have like 4 days in a row of this kind of activity and the potential of it, there's going to be one little pocket in the valley that will see nothing.
That's
Right?
true.
There's going to be a street in Scottsdale that just sees nothing at all.
Hit or miss.
It's
Hit or
so
miss.
fascinating. I remember, I think it was last year, we had a major storm. I went and talked to an area that had 2 inches of rainfall and another that didn't get a single drop. And it's just so interesting, to the perspective. They didn't even know it rained when I went to talk to people at the
It's
zero.
so unpredictable.
Yeah.
I feel
Truly.
like, I mean, we know that, like you mentioned, 30% chance of rain on some of those days, but it can be unpredictable as to where in the valley it actually happens sometimes.
I know. It's almost like a wait and see situation, especially
Yeah.
as we get closer and you got all these different storms from all different directions and you got the outflow boundaries, which was the case yesterday, and then just mushing like a sandwich and whew, craziness. That's
Mush
my
it like a
analogy
sandwich.
Yeah, what
for
kind-
you.
Do you mush?
What kind
A
of
little
sandwich? What kind of
mush.
sandwich are you?
Yeah, what do you
mushing?
mush?
Were you asking me what my favorite sandwiches?
Yeah, what are your
A little Subway meatball. Do they still serve that?
You know what? I had a really good meatball sandwich. Where was I?
I bet it was Subway, because I agree with you. I think the single best meatball sandwich, weirdly,
Is Subway?
is Subway.
Oh yeah, something about like the cheese inside of those mozzarella balls. Yes.
I love myself just like a good bologna sandwich. Is that like
Okay, that's a
bologna?
choice.
That is an interesting answer.
Okay, I haven't
What
had
on it?
bologna
Just bologna?
in a long
Thank you.
time.
Bologna. And do you like the cheese that has the plastic wrapped around it? What's wrong
You
with
know
that?
what? Actually, shout out to a bologna sandwich because I do love me some white bread.
Thank you.
With the Wonder Bread and mayo.
And mayo.
Now that you're saying that.
Thank you,
know,
Ashley. Thank you.
that might be my breakfast because I still haven't eaten
Maybe it's
breakfast yet.
something we can have together, all three of us, on the show tomorrow.
I don't know. I've never thrown up on television before. I don't
my
need
God.
to start now.
You know what? Maybe it's going to be a perfect Tuesday to do that.
Hey,
You never know.
never know.
Never know.
Bologna of it all.
Ash, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good stuff. Let's go back to some of this video that we've been
Yeah.
watching. And
We can't
that
air
weather
this enough.
compilation. We want to show you some more of the damage video that we're dealing with. Ashley, you're amazing, sister. Amazing. Okay, so a lot of roof damage as well has been taking place around the valley. And this is some of the areas, mostly the West Valley, as Ashley mentioned. This is where Danielle was located. And FYI, if you're watching on television, which many of you may be, you can go to YouTube and you can look us up in Fox 10 Phoenix, and you can click on the live button and join the conversation like on your phone or your laptop or iPad, and watch on TV as well.
Yeah, and seeing some of the fences, those screens that they put up around the driving range there, completely ripped up. And I will say this too, and I think maybe this is something for folks at home, they don't know this. When we go to these places where this damage happens, it's very hard for Sky Fox to fly around and see a tree down. They're so high up, it's very hard for them to just spot it with their eyes.
Yes.
They want to know where to look, and we want to know where to go. If you don't tell us where there's damage, it's very hard for us to pinpoint where that damage is. It's important to highlight these things, show these stories, document all of this,
Yes.
and go out in our community and tell your stories. You got to let us know, though.
Yeah, you
be in
do.
touch. Send us messages. Let us know. So if you're out in the West Valley, you've had a bunch of damage, and you haven't seen a single news reporter come by yet, it's because we don't know.
Yeah.
Let
and-
us know.
And here's the thing. We don't mind if you reach out to us. We like it.
We love it.
We love it when you DM us and you slide into our DMs. We like that.
Yeah.
Let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
Keep it appropriate, but let us know.
I actually I got a message yesterday from someone who doesn't like me very much, and
Oh,
that's
no.
okay. That's okay. That's a part of the job,
Do we
right?
want to out them on television?
No, gosh,
I
no,
know.
no. And I wrote back a really nice thing saying, listen, at the end of the day, I appreciate that you're watching.
Yeah.
And you had some feedback. I love that. I want to have these conversations. This is
Yeah.
great. They ended up writing a really nice response back,
Oh.
shared a few messages. Definitely, they're one of my faves now.
Well, here's the thing: is
Yeah.
that usually when you respond to them and you're like, "Hey, thanks," this was kind of where I was coming from. They usually respond and everything's amicable.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's great. I love those conversations. So yes, slide into our DMs.
Slide into our DMs. Don't tell our spouses,
We're
but
gonna-
slide into the DMs. We're also talking about
regret
this
that
morning. Here is the Powerball, of course, $905 million.
That's got to be a misprint.
No, 905 million. That's how much the Powerball is worth.
Oh my goodness.
Is that crazy or what?
That is.
Throw in there if you guys do you play the Powerball, and if you do, in the chat, let us know. Is it do you pick birthdays? You let the computer choose. Do you do anniversaries? But this is the 8th largest jackpot in the multi-state lottery game's history. All of the bigger prizes are for more than $1 billion. So someone who bought a ticket in Arizona matched the 5 white balls, but missed out on the Powerball.
Brutal.
I know.
I mean, listen.
One off.
They won a lot of money. Life's good. But that is brutal. That goes from being like, hey, this will be a really nice retirement account, to, you don't have to worry about money for the next 9 generations of your family.
Well, and here's the thing. What if you decided to choose a number and you were like, oh, I'm going to go with my 5 birthdays in my family. Like you maybe have, 3 kids, just 5 birthdays. And then you were going to choose the anniversary, but you didn't as the Powerball. And then the Powerball was your anniversary.
You're almost speaking from a point of, I'm concerned this happened to you.
It didn't. But what if you were going to choose a number and didn't? That's the crazy thing, and you would have won.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
What would you do with all that money, Steve?
Oh, I've actually had a lot of fun covering different big Powerball numbers. My favorite one was, I want to say it got up to like 1.7 billion.
Yes.
A few years back.
Okay.
And this was when the Suns were for sale, before Matt Ishbia bought them.
And so you were thinking of buying the
And
Suns?
so I got to talk with John Bloom, the voice of the Suns, about what kind of offer you could make to purchase the Suns. You wouldn't have enough to outright buy them, but you could be like a 60% owner of them. And I was like, that seems kind of nice, right?
It would be cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
And then maybe they win the championship and you're like uber rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mary Young says she does play and she does the quick pick. So she lets the computer do it. Christine Carroll says she does and she plays the quick pick as well. So maybe we just go with quick pick this time.
I'm a quick pick guy too.
Yeah, I mean, it's
nobody's got time to say the numbers or fill out the little things. Just do it. I know I'm throwing my money away.
You know what else we're going to do? We're going to do the mystery camera. Here it is. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is your mystery camera on your Monday, and it stopped raining. It was raining at 10:15.
Oh gosh, that's
Ashley
a
Loaeza
clue.
in.
Bring up the forecast.
So
we gotta figure this out.
where did the storm clouds? Where did they move?
It's so flat.
Oh my
It
gosh,
is so flat.
But green. Paul Humphrey says West Virginia.
Nah, it's too hilly in West
What
Virginia.
about Kentucky or Ohio? Louis Gonzalez says.
Ohio's got some rolling hills too. I don't think people appreciate how hilly Ohio is. I don't know. I think we're going to have to go a little bit further west of Ohio. I kind of like the Oklahoma answers.
Yeah, that's a good.
Maybe a Tulsa.
That could be
Because
it.
there are mountains in Lawton. I know there's a camera in Lawton, but there's mountains in Lawton. There's the Wichita Mountains. Would you like me to go in on Lawton, Oklahoma for you right now? I can always dive in on
Somebody is a
regions.
geography nerd, and we're happy that you're here. Okay, here it is again. So, what are your thoughts? What's your final answer? Would you like to phone a friend? Do you want to phone Dave or Neil or something?
Sure, let's phone a friend here.
Okay,
yeah.
Dave, we're gonna phone a friend. Hi, bud. Big D.
Hi guys, I think it's Uzbekistan.
I've heard that the Uzbeks are not happy with live cameras though, so I don't know.
I think that's the case with a lot of countries in the Middle East and in that region of the world. All right, Dave, isn't it great to see his smiling face? People just are so happy to see Dave here.
Yeah.
Okay, Missouri from Be Kind Forever and North Dakota from Unique Jewels. What a great name.
A lot of great guesses. Is it time for me to raise this here?
Yeah,
Have you been hinting that Steve hold up the sheet for a long time?
Are you going to guess?
I notoriously am not good at taking clues, so I'm going to go Lawton, Oklahoma, just because. Shout out to Mears Burgers out there in Lawton. Great spot up there in the mountains.
Mears Burgers. They have good burgers.
It is an enormous burger. It's a bison burger. They got bison up there. It's a huge burger. I mean, it's probably this big.
This big?
They cut it up like pizza. And you eat it.
Wow.
It's a great little spot.
We should call them and have them on the show.
I would love. Well, it'd be a long drive for them.
It would be.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to see what that burger looks like.
It's a great burger.
Okay,
great.
I'm going to.
Mears Burgers.
I'll go with Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And anything specific?
No, just Oklahoma.
Just Oklahoma.
You like to go with cities. I forgot about that. Okay, let's show the.
Okay, ready?
Yep. Oh, Alabama.
Opelika, Alabama.
Opelika.
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 Okay, here it is right here. Oh,
how could we have been so foolish?
I don't know.
Now that we say it, I can tell that is the famous gas station in Opelika, Alabama.
Yeah.
How did I miss on that?
Oh my gosh. I don't know, but somebody in here said something about Blake's Lotaburger. Thomas Favola. By the way, Thomas said that he's going to play the lottery, and if he wins, he's going to buy Fox 10. So then
I like that.
So then Thomas would be our boss.
The question is, how much is Fox 10 worth?
You know what? I don't know.
Is that enough?
Do you guys want to chime in on that? How much do you think we're worth?
Is that the poll question?
No, that's
what are
not.
We worth?
We do have a poll question for you, though. With the Powerball jackpot at $905 million, how many tickets have you bought?
Like that.
Over the last, let's say, couple of weeks or something like that. 17% of you say just one. That's all I need. 15% say more than one. I'm increasing my chances. So you go and you pay, maybe buy 2 or 3 tickets. 68% say none. The odds are still too low. 1 in 292 million.
I mean,
I think
those
that's
are
a
great
chance.
odds, right? I mean, everybody's got a chance with that.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. So I would say I lock in at around this point.
Yeah.
Right when it's at the 900 million mark, that's when I say I'm going to do it. I don't ever do it before that. And then I'll go and get 2 quick picks. That's it. Just 2 quick picks.
Okay.
$4. And my argument is that's $4 of fun. Is watching the numbers come in, joking about it with the kids, dreaming about what if we actually won.
What would you want, kids?
It's $4 of fun.
Yeah.
So when I lose, whatever. I mean, it was $4 of fun.
And I think there's one Chuck E. Cheese left in the East Valley. You could buy that for your kids. Imagine owning a Chuck E. Cheese.
I want to be really clear. If I win the lottery, I apparently have to buy this Chuck E. Cheese now.
Yeah,
because I think
do.
That's the rule of Fox 10 Talk.
By Chandler Fashion Center. I drove by last week.
Boy, I hope that's a good investment.
So that is a quick look at the poll question. You can scan the QR code that you see on your screen and share your thoughts with us on this. Mr. Pavoline says, better be able to keep up with Ron Hoon's salary. So that's what it was. And Andrew Gomez says $3.2 billion for Fox 10 Phoenix. So I'm just happy it has a B in the front of that.
I am very excited. I'm happy there was no joke guesses of $200 or a bag of chips. I appreciate that.
You're all that in a bag of chips.
Yeah.
I do love chips, though. That's my kryptonite. What's your kryptonite? Like,
I love how we go off on things. Yeah, so it's not a kryptonite for me, but you know what I've gotten really into recently? Sun chips.
Ooh.
I went out on sun chips for a decade. I'm back in now.
Garden salsa, anybody?
I love the garden salsa. I like the honey barbecue.
Ooh,
sun
I
chip.
haven't tried those
We've got
yet.
some of those in the market here.
Do we?
Yeah, in the building. And if you
And our
notice,
Fox Cafe.
they go through like that. That's all me.
That's how you know it's good, when they disappear.
Yeah. I'm individually
or
the guy who
Steve's
eats those.
in the house.
Yeah.
One or the other.
They bring those in for me.
So Joshua Tovar says, I don't play the lottery. I heard it's bad luck when you win. Ooh, that's another little thing to think about.
I'll take the chance. I'll take the risk of it being bad luck.
Okay, let's talk about this next story that we have for you this morning, talking about the Powerball. We do have Eric. Eric is live with us from TMZ. Let's go right to Eric. He is in Los Angeles this morning. Eric, good to see you, my friend.
Good morning. How's it going, guys?
You know what? We're doing pretty good. How's LA treating you these days? What's the weather like there?
You know, it's been a pretty humid summer, I gotta say. Usually I can get through the summer without turning on my air conditioner, and I've had to do it a lot this past few weeks. So it's been, I guess humidity is a weird thing to complain about, but it could be worse.
You don't turn on your AC typically all summer?
Usually no. I don't know what's up with my building, but it's insulated in a way where it's like always like 10 degrees cooler inside.
Yeah. You know, some people in LA, if you live near the ocean, right, like Manhattan Beach, they don't even have air conditioning.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. We're near the beach, but we have air conditioning because all these lights on us. But yeah.
Well, you're looking good, buddy. All right, let's get right to some of the topics. What is going on with Courtney Clenny?
Yeah, Courtney Clenny took a plea deal today. She pleaded guilty to manslaughter, and it looks like she could get out in 2 years for the murder of her boyfriend at the time, Christian. This was in 2022. She stabbed him to death. She claimed self-defense. She's been held for 4 years now. In the plea deal, she got a 6-year deal, which means she has less than 2 years left because of time served. So she should be getting out somewhere in the next year and a half or so.
Interesting. And then that's one to keep following. And then what's this Kim Kardashian news that happened over the weekend? All I see is the words Kim Kardashian on my list. I don't know what happened with her. What's
Anything
going on?
with Kim K is worth reporting.
I could say anything right now then, huh? Okay, let me look up the story. Her home in Hidden Hills was broken into yesterday by a 27-year-old man. Nobody was home at the time. Kim and the children are actually living at another house right now while this home is getting renovated. So we're told that the 27-year-old broke into the home, took a few items from Kim's house, and then left in one of her staffers' car that was in the driveway, drove around the neighborhood for a little while, and that's when security kind of spotted it and saw something suspicious, followed him back to the house, called the police. They surrounded it and then arrested the guy almost immediately.
Wow, that's
all good. Everything returned, but he didn't. I mean, and that's a hard neighborhood to get into. So the fact that he got that far is pretty impressive.
Wow, that's crazy. Maybe he was looking for a pair. Maybe he was looking for a pair of Skims. You know, they're hot commodity these days.
That's true. Resale on Skims is up.
You know, and the Skims bodysuits, I have to tell you, in my soccer mom circle, they're hot commodities. Everybody wants a Skims bodysuit.
Everyone's Skims now. Yeah, it's becoming for the everyday people now.
Yeah.
I've never wanted out of a conversation more in my entire life.
You look good in Skims. Try it.
See?
How do you know I'm not wearing some right now? I'm not sure what they are, but...
Oh, that's why he's trying to push away the topic. He's like, don't ask me about...
That's why he looks...
what's under this suit.
That's exactly what it is, Eric. That's why he looks so good in the suit, because everything's kind of like tight.
Yep.
High and tight.
Trick.
You got any Taylor Swift news? I feel like every time I see you, we talk Taylor Swift at some point. Anything going on there?
I don't got anything, Taylor. She's been pretty quiet. You know, there's rumors that she's having maybe a 20th anniversary drop in October, but that's nothing we've confirmed. She's been she's just enjoying newlywed life. Travis is at camp. She's probably writing an album somewhere.
Where do you go on a honeymoon if you're them? I mean, the world's yours every day of the week.
Yeah.
Well, there was a rumor that he bought her an island for Christmas, which, you're one to do if you have that kind of money.
Yeah.
So maybe they went to their island.
That's true.
I like that. Wow, that is incredible. Can you imagine that level of wealth to just be like, here's an island.
Always have an island to go to.
I guess
because there's nobody else there.
Yeah.
It would just be them.
Yep.
It's
like that show. What was it called? The people that were naked on the island?
Naked and
Naked and Afraid.
Thank you. They would be naked and afraid. That's who they would be.
I'm sure. Well, I've seen them both, and I wouldn't be afraid to see them naked. So.
I did not anticipate the
Me
conversation
neither.
going in this
We're
direction.
so excited you joined us.
Happy
yeah.
Monday. Off the week strong.
All right, buddy. Eric, have a great day. You're looking
Thanks,
good,
guys.
by the way. That stash fits you.
Oh,
very,
thank you so
yeah,
much.
It looks
It might
very
be the last time you see it. I'm getting tired of it.
Oh, no.
You got to change it up
Summer
from time to
stash, you know.
Why does stuff get stuck in that, by the way, sometimes?
No,
Like,
but it's getting too hard on my. It's like coming into my mouth and all. It's like,
Is it itchy?
I'm over it.
Is it
Huh?
itchy? Itchy?
No, not itchy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just when it goes into my mouth, it's like, I need to
All
get
right.
rid of
Well, it looks good, buddy. All right. Take it easy. We'll see you later.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, in LA, it's so crazy. I don't know if many of you knew this, but like I had no idea. We show up at like a friend's house, and I was like, "Wow, it's hot! Like it's hot in here, you know." And she's
Turn
like,
on the AC.
I was like, "Do you have AC?" And she's like, "And we don't have AC." And I was like, "Really? Like
I
this
hope she looked
nice
at you
house?"
incredulously like that. Like, we don't have AC.
Yeah, we don't have AC. We live we live like on the coast. And I was like, well, I live in Arizona, and almost everybody either has a swamp cooler, AC, or an AC unit you can buy online or something like that to bring cool air in the house. You know?
I lived in Rhode Island for a number of years, and the first apartment building I lived in out there did not have AC.
Oh.
And so I went and I thought, I can serve. It's Rhode Island, right?
No
We're
wonder-
right on the water. I should be fine. So I set up the fans and everything. I thought I'll be fine. And about the first 90-degree and 5,000% humidity day out there, let's just say I immediately went to Home Depot and got myself a AC. For
No wonder you're a Taylor Swift fan. She lives in Rhode Island.
That's right. I found it
Wow.
before she did. But that's the beach that
She went
lives
there
on,
because of you,
That's
probably.
right. I know. This happens. That beach where she moved to, that's the beach my wife and I used to go to. And we always thought, that's a beautiful house up there on the rocks. And then Taylor Swift buys it.
Oh my gosh.
Who'd have thought? Yeah.
You
Walk
ever-
chill.
I wonder if like you could like, hey Taylor, what's up, T?
Oh, yeah.
You
We
know what I
became close friends. We go out all the time, just hang out, some music together.
I know.
She's a big Limp Bizkit fan.
Ooh,
oddly
really?
enough. Yeah.
Okay, more Limp Bizkit news after this next break. We'll leave you with this beautiful shot. Back. All right, welcome back, everyone. And this is one of those snowy scenes. I believe it's a part of that mystery camera area, maybe in Alabama. Maybe this is somewhere near some sort of a university or city. Opelika?
Yeah.
Opelika?
Opelika.
Opelika.
I'm not certain we're pronouncing that correctly in any way whatsoever.
Opelika?
Opelika? Opelika?
I like it. I like it.
You know what? I bet that is the origin story of that town name.
Really? Like, I like this place? Like, Opelika.
I like it.
And thank you all for hanging with us and continue to share part of your day with us. We thank you so much.
We're having some fun.
We have been. We're talking about this story with Perez Hilton, and we were just chatting about it in the break, and maybe you've heard about it. It has been heartbreaking to see what happened during a live stream of Perez Hilton. He was actually cutting himself. I did not see the video. I saw the screenshots, aftermath, but you saw the video.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrific. No one should watch that. And even the description of it that you just said there is horrific. I mean, he was cutting himself with a knife.
Like a bread knife, the serrated bread knives.
So just horrible. Gets rushed to the hospital. And obviously talking mental health right now.
Yeah,
when something like that happens.
And and talking about kind of like what's going through. It was live streamed on TikTok, and so a lot of these people, their comments were like, "What is going on here? Stop, Perez! Stop!" You know.
A lot of questions about why it was up for so long too, and not taken down by moderators. Yeah,
absolutely. We are speaking this morning with Dr. Doug Weiss. Dr. Weiss, thank you for your time this morning. We so appreciate it. You're a psychologist, and you have some important information here on mental health, because I think that was something that maybe people were thinking he was dealing with at the time. He's receiving medical care now in the hospital. And your kind of initial thoughts on this situation. Good morning.
Well, I think good morning. It brings to highlight that, people suffer. And even though they're influencers and they put out the pictures that everything's great and wonderful, depression's real, anxiety's real. And it sounds like he hit that spot where he just felt really hopeless and down and didn't really see a way out, and he was sharing it in such a public, horrific format, which fortunately saved his life. And the fact that he's now getting treatment is the best solution for him and for people who are suffering with suicidal thoughts, who feel like there's no reason to live, there's no purpose to live. Oftentimes, some of that's chemical depression, some of it's they've just isolated themselves so much that the only people they talk to is themselves, and that's not a good group.
Well said. First off, I just have to say before I ask you this question, I love your shirt. There's also sort of a message there of, sunny hopefulness. You got the sunglasses on it. I like that. I like the positivity of that.
Life is good. It's into summer for a lot of people. Here in Texas, we're going back to school, so we got to celebrate that last day.
There'll be a celebration on the last day before you go back, and then a celebration when you go back with all the parents like, all right.
Yeah.
That's today. We're very happy in Texas.
Well, knowing just how horrific this video was, and the fact that it was up for as long as it was and it wasn't taken down, and how many people saw it, how do you think that just affects so many people going through their own struggles to see that online?
Well, I think it's horrific, because it gives younger people an idea that maybe this is an okay way to express your feelings, and it's not okay. You want to talk about your feelings. I have a great book called Emotional Fitness. Parents, if you are not educating your kids emotionally, I got 4 degrees, not one class on how to have a feeling, find a feeling, share a feeling, or even switch a feeling. So if you don't train your kids how to have feelings, they get jacked up, especially if they're in adolescence with the hormones. So emotional fitness is just as important as social fitness. It's important as academics. And here we have someone who's having all these emotions and no way to really express it, and takes them to a place of using a knife to express it publicly. So we need to get to the feelings of our young people, especially as they're going back to school and stuff like that, and they're feeling peer pressure. Yeah. I think the best for those kids are like, hey, it takes 3 weeks to be cool. So wait 3 weeks until you decide if you're cool or not. Right?
Oh, that's true. That's true. And it kind of to piggyback off of what Steve just said, our kids are watching TikTok. Like he has a lot, sometimes you open up your TikTok app and you're not even following the person, but it'll pop up on your live explore button and without you even looking for it. And so I think a lot of people saw this. If you could give us a couple of pointers on how to talk to our kids or maybe talk to young people about if they saw this, how to put it in perspective to kind of share, hey, this was tough to see, but it's not normal.
Absolutely. I think it's a great teaching moment, just like if your kid sees pornography, hey, this is what's going on. Let's talk about it. Seeing something, tempting suicides, and being able to say, listen, people do have strong feelings. And if you have ever strong feelings, let's talk about it. Matter of fact, let's just do one feeling a day so we can talk about our feelings. It's a great thing to do in the emotional fitness. We recommend that. And so, and also being able to say that this is acceptable, that if you have feelings, you need to talk to someone who can help us process that. If you have a friend who's talking about and they're saying, I have feelings, let me know so that we can get through it, because we want them to stay alive. And know that someone talking about suicide is seriously in danger.
Oh, that's so true.
You know, something that one of the few benefits I found in my life with social media is little tips people have about questions to ask at the dinner table with kids. And I think what you just said is right there, sort of, and you know, phrase it however you want to at home, but it's sharing an emotion a day. I like that. What's something that was just gave you on a level of 10 emotion today? What's something your teacher said to you that made you happy or made you sad or made you mad? What's something that happened along the way?
Absolutely. If you can process daily events with your kids, you will not be in this situation, because they need a safe place where they can talk about their feelings and they're not going to get judged. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel concerned. It's okay to feel elated, enthusiastic. I mean, in the back of the emotional fitness book, I think we have 400 feelings that people can train themselves. It takes about 60 days to become emotionally fit. They can train themselves to be able to have an emotional category other than happy, mad, sad, glad.
That's a good. That's a good part. Yeah, train yourself to be emotionally and mentally fit. Now, tell us a little bit more about your books, Dr. Weiss. And I know you have a ton of resources and probably a website. How can we find out more about you and about your resources?
Emotional fitness, they can go to Amazon or they can go to drdougweiss.com. But this is a book for all people to be able to be emotionally fit, to process life, because life is sometimes hard. And if you can say, you know what, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling concerned, I'm feeling frustrated. Well, those are all different, okay? Then you can be able to process your life with friends and with your family in a much more connected way. You know, when you're talking about your feelings, you know this as girls, if you're talking about your feelings, you're having a real conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Right, this is real now. And if you can get that on a regular basis with your kids and your family and your spouse, your life's going to be so much better. You can just say, you know what, today I feel exhausted. I feel depleted. I feel like all kinds of things I can feel today. I feel excited. Boss actually said hi to me. Great.
Yeah.
Great. I'm up today.
Dr. Weiss, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for your time.
Send me a link to where you got that shirt. I want it.
Okay.
All right, buddy, take it easy. We'll have you back again, Dr. Weiss. Thank you. I think he brings up an interesting point, too. Like, even with your spouse, if you can try to have that conversation with them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think we might have a new chatter in the chat box.
Oh, what?
James Menuli, he says, hi from Connecticut.
Well, hello, James.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching from Connecticut.
All right, J-Dog, welcome to the chat.
Get specific with us. We're in Connecticut. I can talk Connecticut for days. Let's get into it.
And do you work for a credit card company? Don't they all based out of the Northeast?
Yeah.
Taxes.
That and you got what's the other industry up there? Is you got
Lumber.
in New London where they build all the submarines.
Oh,
yeah, all those submarines they build up there. Yeah.
Yellow submarines.
Yellow submarines, I think, are just in your brain. They're right up here.
Yes, they are. Okay, we're talking some trending stories this morning, and this has a lot of people talking. We're talking about getting traded at work.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, you know how they trade, baseball players, and you were talking about the Suns earlier in the show. So this is getting traded in the sports world.
Is this how you're breaking some news to me that I'm getting traded?
No. Well, you excited? You're going to get traded. You get to spend more time on FTT. So, in a new survey, 23% of workers said they'd love to be traded to another employer who wanted their skills. However, nearly 30% of workers said they'd be really upset. That's a big number, I think. 30%, that means they like where they're at.
That's good.
This idea was more popular among younger adults. These findings were published by YouGov Research.
A part of me loves change and a part of me hates change. So I can understand both sides of that. What I would really like to know is what's the trade proposal? I want to know the terms. How many employees are you getting for one Steve Nielsen? Or am I getting packaged with a Celeste for one person at another station?
Then that tells you your value.
Exactly.
Like if somebody's trading 10 people for one Steve Nielsen.
I'm feeling good.
Right? But if we're a package deal, you're
and
like,
they get one?
Man, what?
Man. We're 50% of John Hook. I mean, come on.
Oh my gosh. Well, John's kind of a big deal.
He is kind of a big deal. That's not going to be a 1-for-1. I understand.
He doesn't say it very often, but he's once in a while he'll be like, I'm kind of a big deal. I don't know.
I've never heard him say that.
No, me neither. But he is, and we all know he is. So that's kind of the crazy part. Okay, so and then let's finish off with this story if we can. And I love, Thomas, that you're making banana pudding. And a little philosophy, I'm not sure what zebra cakes are, but they sound delicious.
Yes.
And Be Kind Forever is here. Okay, so here's the deal. There was this ride that was stuck.
Oh, is this a carnival ride?
Yeah, this was a boardwalk ride.
Are they upside down?
Yes, in Jersey.
Oh, this is a worse
crazy.
nightmare.
They were upside down for nearly 7 minutes.
No.
Is that nuts? It was at Playland's Castaway Cove in Ocean City. This is for you, J-Dog, who's up in Connecticut, James. I don't know how far you live in Connecticut there from New Jersey and Ocean City, but I don't know, maybe you've been to this place. Witnesses claim this was also the second ride to malfunction in the very same night.
Wow. Okay, well, whoever the inspector of those rides are needs to do a little bit better of a job, I would think, and get a little more involved in what they're doing. I mean, yeah, boy, that's tough. 7 minutes up there. How long can you be upside down? Like, what are the human limits on being upside down? All that blood rushing to your brain. I imagine it's kind of silly fun for the first 20 seconds. Like, oh, look at this. At what point does that turn to terror? Like, oh, no, we're stuck?
And what happens? We should have a doctor in who says, what happens to your brain when you're upside down for 7 minutes?
Yeah.
Because all that blood, like you mentioned, rushed into your head.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
The lightheadedness of that, that sounds absolutely miserable. I wish we had a video of the resolution of what happened. Did firefighters come and do it, or they just figure it out?
We don't know yet. All we know is Caitlin Gully shared this video with us, and so we hope everybody was able to get off okay. We assume that they did.
We appreciate Caitlin.
And we appreciate you, Steve, for joining today and helping out. Steve's coming back tomorrow and on Wednesday. We have a live studio audience. Ty and Anita are next, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right.
Thank you. Good.
Well done, crew. Well done. Oh, yeah.
Welcome in, everyone. Fox 10 Talks at 11 continues. We have a jam-packed show. We're going to start with weather because it was wild. I didn't hear a thing. I'm on the other side of the valley. But I woke up and I looked on Instagram because you always have to check what's happening. And I thought the valley's falling apart.
Yeah, let's take a look at this time lapse that shows just kind of what people were seeing out there. I mean, this was in the West Valley. They really seem to have gotten the brunt of the storm. Look at that. Wind just whipping all of that rain. It was an insane sight. So these are just some of the viewer photos that you guys and videos that you guys have been. Look at that.
That's a
of someone's
shed.
Roof. Oh, what was that, a shed?
It's a shed that was in someone's backyard, and you can hear the people actually yelling, and then you'll see the pieces of that shed.
If I saw that shed flying, there'd be some beeps you'd have to beep out.
But also, I wouldn't be outside getting the video, I don't think.
Wow.
And the lightning, I don't know if we have further video of the lightning, but we had a couple of different time lapses. There we go. And now this is not a time lapse. This is real time. Usually we have to speed the video up so we could see and count all the lightning. And this just kept going. This is from Garrett Roush.
Wow, unbelievable. So we have Ashley, who is filming on weather for us. Isn't that nice of Crystal to leave when there's just a massive storm like that?
I know, what the heck? You know.
Should we call her?
Let's call her.
Call her in.
Let's give her a piece of our mind.
Hilarious.
Ashley Loaeza, is it your first official monsoon season, or were you here last year?
I was here last year, and last year was my first official taste of the monsoon here in Arizona. For me, being my first one, pretty impressive, and especially I think impressive also it being after several years of a non-soon, last year really being an impressive one for the state, and it looks as though so far this year things have been very active, and we're just getting started when it comes to this week. So here's our live cameras all across the state, because we weren't the only ones here in the valley that got hit with monsoonal activity. So the high country, everything's looking nice and clear and calm, right? In fact, we had overcast skies this morning here in the valley, but it looks as though the clouds are clearing. But we had a bit of a stormy situation. I'm actually going to backtrack right now and show you the West Valley. We saw some pretty impressive rain totals. Some areas near Buckeye, over an inch of rain. So these storms, again, we've been saying packing in a punch when it comes to all weather fronts. The rain, the wind, the dust. If you didn't get rain, a lot of us got some dusty conditions. Of course, the East Valley, we saw a little bit of a drier situation there, but the West Valley in particular is, of course, where we saw these storms colliding. Two storms to the north and to the east. And we'll show you what we'll have going on tonight that may be also a repeat of what we had last night. But as far as the traction of the storms go, they've officially moved out of the valley, and they've been moving northwest. Now things are looking much calmer and drier. Still seeing some shower activity towards Yavapai County, Coconino, and adjacent counties. But overall, right now where we sit, things are pretty calm, but that is going to change later on tonight. So we'll start to see some showers popping up north and to the south of us at around 3 o'clock, but it looks as though these showers yet again could collide at around 8 o'clock is where we're seeing this model in particular. Same spots across the West Valley, even the East Valley seeing some showers popping up as well. So that is something that we can potentially see yet again happening at around 8 o'clock through the overnight hours as they'll push further west, and then another round of rain, not just for tonight, but tomorrow, and at least through Thursday is where we are seeing daily chances of rain. So biggest threats for today through at least Wednesday. Same thing, the strong winds, the blowing dust, the downpours of rain, and the lightning as well. Another thing, I want to point that things are going to feel different. You probably feel it outside, a little bit sticky out there. Humidity levels are going to rise. Temperatures will be dropping down. We are no longer, hallelujah, under those extreme heat warnings. You know what? We're also potentially into the double digits as we head into Thursday. Overnight lows dropping down.
But can they come back as extreme temps?
Well, starting to see the warm-up happening late next week, so don't get too excited, folks. But right now, that is what we're seeing. A lot of different weather situations.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right.
I like that.
Yeah. I stole that from a drag queen, but yes. Shout out to that drag queen who I don't remember, but hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yes. Forecast of the track
We're
race.
going to be using that one all the time
I'm
now.
gonna have to look that up.
Yeah. Okay, way more active so far this year than last year. Last year we got hit at the end of the season and then early October, which was really outside of the season.
Yeah, and now we're in the halfway point. Can you believe it? Halfway point into monsoon season, still collecting all the rain data. And I think after this week, things will look pretty impressive, and we potentially could be reaching our goal here in the valley as well.
All right,
Keep our
that'd be
fingers
good.
crossed. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, Ash. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to move along. Let's. Do you want to do what we're reading?
Yeah, let's
All right,
do that.
These are the top 3 web stories that are on our website right now, fox10phoenix.com. So the number one here, Anita, is this: a driver found dead in a semi-truck at a Goodyear Chewy warehouse.
Yeah, this was the Fulfillment Center, South 143rd Avenue, and this was Friday morning. An emergency crews pronounced the man dead at the scene. They found no obvious signs of foul play after property staff requested a welfare check. This was a worker discovered this person about 20 hours after finishing a shift.
All right, our second story that is the most clicked on here is the Litchfield family is speaking out, that is, after bodies found in a backyard, and that son has fled the country. So we're still following this. The man that is on the lam is 27-year-old Matthew Flores, and he is the primary suspect in his parents' murder, and confirmed he has fled the United States, but they're being kind of tight-lipped as to where they think he may have gone. But this is one of those stories that we are continuing to follow.
We have a couple of Valley residents.
Oops, I'm sorry.
4 of them. Oh, don't give that away.
I know.
Woo!
Wow. I almost went too fast.
4 Valley residents are facing federal charges for allegedly operating a years-long nationwide anabolic steroid trafficking ring. Not good. This is Phoenix and Avondale, 3 vehicles, multiple crypto wallets linked to the illicit pipeline. All 4 defendants face up to 10 years in federal prison. Doesn't pay.
No.
Okay, hallelujah. Here's our next guest.
All right, you guys. They have to be like the coolest looking.
I know.
Look at these.
Are you guys moms for real?
Oh, yeah. We are.
How many kids?
I have 2. She has 2.
Okay.
And you guys are the host of the podcast called The Nut Farm.
Yes.
I love this. So
We belong there.
yeah, we could be
all
part
do
of your
it.
Nut Farm posse.
Yes.
Give us a kind of background, how you guys started this and why that name.
So I always would say, like, trying to like stay out of the nut farm, like give me coping skills, different ways to stay out of the nut farm. And I had come to Missy a couple times and I was like, oh, let's do a podcast, and she's like, maybe.
We'll see. How do you guys know each other?
Our boys go to school together.
Okay.
Or they went to school
So you're
together.
both moms at the same school.
We met at school pickup one day.
Oh, wow.
I just
Instantly clicked.
I
because
caught
you
a
have,
glimpse,
like the purple hair. You have the
and I
black
was
hair.
like, I need to know
I know
her.
her.
She looks cool.
Yeah.
She's like a cool mom.
100%.
Yeah.
The Cool Moms Club.
And I was like, I don't know why you want to be friends with me. And so she was super patient. And I was like, oh, let's just be best friends forever. And I asked her, like, I had a formal conversation with her to be my best friend. I'm like, people are asking. Like, so can I tell them that we're best friends?
She's like, should we make it official?
But also, it's true, because if you are referring to your bestie in a conversation with someone, your bestie needs to know they're being spoken about. But also, people need to know there really is a bestie.
Yeah, and it was fresh. Like, we met later in life, so there wasn't a whole lot of like crazy history and everything. So I needed to.
And did you have like a good period of time where you got to know each other, or was it like besties
Fast
right
friends.
away?
I think both. I guess it could kind of be. What do you think?
I knew it had potential early on, but it did take a while for us to really commit to each other fully, I'd say.
There you go.
But once we did, it's just been like, full steam ahead ever since.
We don't want a bestie breakup.
No.
That would be horrible.
That would never happen.
No, okay. I'm glad to hear that.
This is the real deal.
Maybe I want to be your bestie too. Do you have room?
You're in.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
That makes me feel really
So
good.
eventually Missy finally said, yeah, let's do it. But it was more like I shoved the microphone and I'm like, we're going to talk. And she's like, okay, let's do it.
So what do you guys talk about on your podcast? Because I was looking at your rundown. You guys talk about everything.
Yeah. So the Seinfeld reference, it's a show about everything and nothing.
Everything and nothing.
Gosh, you guys, it sounds like us.
Yeah, very much so, I'd say. I mean, like, nothing's off limits. Crazy, mundane, kids, just our, dreams and hopes and our experiences. And, Gretchen has been sober for 10 years. Same for me for 6 years. So there's, like a little bit of self-help mixed in there and wellness and goodness. But, like, honestly, it could go from talking about bathroom stuff to meditation.
Doing your hair,
Yeah.
Pop culture. We talk a lot about Like the mom stuff really comes up a lot. Mental health.
Do you have a lot of people reaching out asking for advice because you're down to earth, you're approachable, and like people? If I saw you out on the street, I'd start talking to you because I'd be like, cute polka dots. I like that tattoo. What's all that? I like that necklace. And then you just kind of say, well, what do you think about this? Should I do this?
Yeah, I mean, we try to give people like an in with us. We're very relatable, like just ask us anything. Nothing is off limits. We want people to feel better about, living their lives, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And let's just try and laugh about it along the way because what's the point if we're not going to have fun?
You have to.
Yeah.
You have some tips you wanted to talk about because we have like a few minutes before we have to. Things to do before summer's over.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
So
She's like, you do it.
You take this.
I don't want to talk today. You do it.
A couple of things that we love to do, like my family, we thrive in the outdoors, and it was a surprising thing that we did and this summer where we went up to Greer. And my husband was a little paranoid. He's like, there's not lots to do up there. Like, what do we like? And I was like, let's just go and see. And the kids thrived not doing anything. I'm a big proponent on getting kids to be able to be bored. It's a life skill that we don't know how to do, and we panic and we go bananas.
True.
And I feel like these have ruined us too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Greer has barely any cell service.
Right.
Yes.
And so you can be strategic with your Wi-Fi, but there's a river that goes right through it. You just plunk yourself at the river. There's an easy hike. So that's one thing.
And that's just one of many hidden gems in Arizona. People don't realize that within driving distance, there's so many amazing places to go see. There's the Petrified Forest.
Yeah.
There's Water Wheel, which is an amazing waterfall that's like an hour and a half away. There's just so much to do. So just like go see and do it.
I love it.
I was just at the Arizona Boardwalk, and they put in a new Ferris wheel. It's permanent. Yes. But it's $20 all you can ride.
Yeah.
And you take the kids up there, and
It's good old-fashioned fun.
I'm happy they made that affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
The other one that you put on there, which is one of my favorite places, is the Flagstaff lava tunnels. Isn't that cool?
Yes, that was incredible. I took my family on that, and it was just amazing. One piece of advice for a little bit older kids, maybe elementary and older, I had my toddler, and the descent down was kind of sketchy, so getting her out was a chore. But if your kids are old enough to kind of hike down a little bit, it's so worth it. It's absolutely amazing.
I think we have to take a break. We're like way past our break, but really quick. Hold on.
We're not on.
We're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
But we'll take a quick break.
Wait,
and then
but
we'll
what about
finish
the
up with that.
question?
We'll finish. We'll be back.
Sorry, we're talking.
I did.
All right, welcome back, you guys. We were having way too much fun. We blew past our time. But while you guys are here, we play a game. Hallelujah, I think.
Hallelujah.
I'm going to add an extra Lou. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, lemon. All right, so we play a game. It's called What Year Was It?
Okay.
I'm not very good at these, but maybe you guys are. So this is our question today. Oh, this one's a hard one too, Dave.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
Thanks, Dave. 19-year-old Gertrude I don't even know what her name is. Became the first woman to swim the English.
Ederly.
Ederly.
Oh, you're smarter than me.
She's my aunt. I'm just kidding. She's
I was like, wow. I was like, can you believe?
Yes, I looked out with this one.
All right.
What year was it when she swam?
The English Channel.
Oh, man. I'm going to guess
1942.
Is that your guess?
I got 1953.
1942.
I'm
going to say later.
Oh.
I'm going to say like 68.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go 1921.
Oh
my
God.
Dang.
Okay.
And you said you were bad at this
You
game.
nailed it.
That
I
was
just can't imagine wanting to do
Thanks,
that.
guys.
No.
Wow.
Nailed it.
They try to trick us every single day, and everyone at home usually plays along, but we didn't give them a heads up.
We didn't have enough time, but
Not supposed to cheat either.
but some folks get on the Google machine.
yeah.
You know how it is.
I get a little
keep your-
competitive.
How do you
so.
keep your kids from cheating?
Or what about AI? I feel like being a parent within the invention of AI, they just are asking like, "Hey, do my homework for me."
Or I would be like, how to parent my kid.
Right. I mean, right now, ours are so little that we haven't embarked on that quite yet. But honestly, you can't fight it too much. You just kind of roll with it. I'm getting my master's right now, and I've used it. It's a helpful tool, but yeah.
My kid's in online school, and they have really strict rules around how you can use AI and what you need to disclose, you know, how you use it. So I think it can be a powerful tool, but you also can't lean on it too much. And certainly for parenting, we are much more intuitive about that kind of thing and don't really tend to Google so much.
There you go.
I just am like, Missy, what do I do?
I'm like, I don't know. Call someone else.
Well, it's nice that you have each other to lean on now, right? All right, so if folks want to listen to your podcast, how do they find you?
So we have a website, thenutfarmpodcast.com. We're also on social media, the Nut Farm Podcast on social media. And all of it falls under this umbrella called House of G's. And that's just house, HAUS .of.gs.
How often do you guys put new episodes out?
Weekly.
Every Friday.
Wow.
You should
Every
have us
Friday.
on.
Oh, we love that.
We can come be your guests.
That would be incredible.
We want to do like an intentional conversation type thing to get more peeps on ours. And so we're just trying to like navigate how to do that right now.
Totally. That'd be great.
Well,
You're
very
in.
cool. We're in.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Our people, we'll call your people.
Yeah, Jimmy, you've got this.
Ready?
Thank
Put
you.
your hand in.
Oh.
Team.
1, 2, 3, team.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Done.
1, 2, 3, hallelujah.
We have to do the name of their podcast.
Oh, Nut Farm.
1, 2, 3.
Nut Farm. That was nutty.
You guys are awesome. Come in anytime you want to come.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having
That
us.
was fun.
I appreciate it. You guys are fun.
Thank you.
Not so fun. We do have a little bit of serious news we want to get to, and we've been watching these fires in Spokane for a couple weeks now. There were 3 really big fires. The good news is evacuees were let back home yesterday. And again, Spokane, Washington area. The fires burned more than 10,000 acres, destroyed about 700 structures. Thousands of people were able to get home, but unfortunately, they didn't find much.
Yeah. Well, at last check, and it was so sad because when these fires first started, they were saying that there was upwards of 500 homes that were burned, and then it went up to 600 and then 700. So this amount of structures that were burned was just incredible. And these are some of the images where these families are coming home to find absolutely nothing out there. So just brutal to see.
And 37-year-old Aaron Farinacci is accused of starting the fires. He now faces 5 counts of first-degree arson. Also has a criminal record in Arizona. He actually served time in the death of his father. And so we are keeping a close eye on that because it does have such a tight Arizona tie. So we'll keep you guys posted. In the meantime, transitioning to another guest and talking about back to school.
Yeah, this is the time where everybody is going to the store, getting all those school supplies. And if you've had to go back to school shopping, you know how expensive
I think that one of the studies we read said a family of 2 will spend about $900.
Isn't that crazy?
And that's like clothes and maybe like a laptop or a tablet. $900 is a lot of money.
Yeah, so that's why we have Mike Boyle with Burns Pest Control.
Hi.
You guys are doing something really cool. Tell us what you guys are doing.
Well, we support and have supported an organization called OCJ Kids for years. Long story short, kids in the Arizona foster care system get the boot at 18. They're kind of on their own. And the state provides all their basic needs, food, shelter, all that kind of stuff. But what they don't do is the normal stuff that a kid needs to be a kid. They don't get new backpacks and school supplies and things like that. So what we did is we actually reached out to our customers, sent an email to everyone saying, hey, it's back to school.
And you guys have a lot of customers.
We have over 10,000 customers. Oh, yes. We have customers all across the state and in Nevada, and basically said, if you want to participate, it's on you. You just stop a Burns technician out in the field wherever you see him, give him a backpack full of school supplies, and we'll get it to OCJ Kids. And we've gathered over 300 backpacks in the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Cool.
It's amazing. Our customers are fantastic.
How long have you guys been doing this? Why'd you start doing it in the first place?
We have been supporting OCJ for about 12 years. I kind of started it because my passion is that transition period with the older kids, getting them that first step to adulthood. Because again, when they're on their own, they're on their own. So I used to teach a class there about how to get a job, like how to start that first step in your career.
How cool.
And it blossomed from there. We do a Christmas drive every year. Our employees donate gifts. Last year we gathered 400 or 500 Christmas gifts because the kids don't get Christmas gifts. So it's a pet project for us. We love OCJ Kids.
Wow. Now walk me through kind of the transition from when you first started this to now. I mean, so many customers reaching out and helping you guys. How many backpacks were you able to provide? Or I guess it's probably hard to quantify.
No, it was a little over 300.
Wow.
This was the first time we asked our customers for help instead of our employees.
Oh, nice.
See, normally it's a private thing.
Sure.
We just say, hey, employees, bring a Christmas gift, and we have competitions amongst the team. But in the middle of summer, we really don't want to put a burden on our techs because it's so hot.
Yeah.
So we thought maybe our customers want to help. And so we just emailed them and said, if you want to buy a backpack, give it to us, and we will get it to the right people. And they stepped up. It was beautiful.
I was reading the press release, and you said every backpack represents someone who chose to make a difference.
That's exactly right.
And it's so neat because it's obviously amazing for the kids because when you're going back to school and you have new supplies or a new backpack, you do have a different frame of mind.
Yes.
But when you know you bought a backpack for someone, you don't even know who this kid is. You may not get a photo, you may not ever meet them, but you might see some kids walking down the street and be like, hey, I provided a backpack.
I bought this backpack.
Right.
This is
I provided a backpack.
Why is that kid wearing my backpack?
For someone like you, though.
Yeah, yeah. And we love participating in that because you're exactly right. Some people just gave one backpack. So they changed the life of one kid who's going to have a better first day at school because he doesn't look like he's walking in with hand-me-downs. But OCJ is also supplying them with new shoes, new clothes, meaning it's rough being a foster kid. I mean, you can imagine. So the more they can fit in with the crowd, the better off, the better they're going to be.
What a cool thing you've done.
Yeah, I mean, I had parents and it was hard enough.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
imagine.
It's true.
Obviously, is this still going on? Like, if folks wanted to,
you know what?
help?
It technically ended July 14th, but to be honest, school hasn't started yet, so I don't care.
Okay.
You get anybody in the world, if you see a Burns pest elimination technician out there in the field, if you give them a backpack, they'll know what to do with it. They've been bringing them in for a month now.
They're going to say hallelujah.
And they'll be like, why is this crazy lady chasing me down with a backpack? Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
You said you also do Christmas presents. When is all that going to start? Because that's another opportunity for people to make a difference.
We start the last week of November, and again, we usually do it internally, but when customers hear about it, they will give as well. So I tell everyone, at Christmas, if you want these kids to actually have something to open on Christmas Day, again, you see a Burns pest elimination technician, you stop them, give them a gift, they'll know what to do with it.
What kind of pests are you eliminating?
This time of year?
Yeah.
Mosquitoes.
Okay.
Really?
Since you're here,
go, baby.
I think I have a
Talk to me.
cricket infestation.
You do?
Do people have crickets in their homes?
You could have tinnitus. Did you check that?
That's
Or
a good one.
Or maybe something else is loose in between the ears.
When I hear crickets, I'm hearing lots of chirping and whatnot at night.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the time of year. Every home in Arizona is this oasis.
Okay, listen, I've lived in the same house for like over 6 years now. This is the first year where I'm like,
They just
where,
moved in.
Where are they,
They
coming
just
from?
moved in. Well,
They
the neighborhood has
just moved in.
changed.
Yeah,
No,
it has.
I have lived in my home for 15 years, and all of a sudden last year we got scorpions for the first time. It didn't make any sense. I don't know what happened. But, I mean, we got them under control,
So
but
that
it was
does
scary.
happen where you...
It does happen, yeah.
Who knows?
Well, what should he
Weather.
do?
Well, you should call us and we'll take care of it. We give you the Fox 10 discount, obviously.
I need that.
Well, you got to make sure everything's sealed because at night is when they're coming in. They think your home is a good place to be. It's not, but they don't figure it out till too late.
Oh, so they don't stay.
Well,
I
they
thought
don't want to stay, but sometimes they'll get trapped.
Yeah.
And then they'll stay and they'll make a home. But typically it's too cold for them to live there for any length of time. But this time of year, they're getting in.
These little SOBs
Yes.
also, like, you know, if you like turn the light on or if you make like a noise, they'll
Yep.
stop.
They stop.
Yep.
Not
And then-
these little...
You have jerk
Oh,
crickets.
They're not They're not
They
scary.
are
Is that a
definitely
thing?
jerk
Is that a
crickets.
breed
Wait, we
of
can't swear on this, right? Okay.
No.
Okay, I was going to use a bad word. They're the jerk crickets.
No, we'll get fined. we can't do that.
We'll keep it clean.
No.
But it's brutal.
Yeah, they're
we get a
nasty.
trail of ants around this time of year.
Yes, you do.
And it grosses me out because my house is very clean. I'm always washing and cleaning
Yes,
my
yes,
floors. But there's a little crack at the front door. It doesn't matter.
That's where they're getting in. What are they going after? Are they going after moisture? Or are they going after food? What do you see them?
I see a dead bug out front. I'm not kidding you. When I open the door, I'll see a dead bug, and they're all there, and then they start coming in. So I don't know what they're coming into my house for because there's no dead bugs, no
The
dead
AC.
crickets.
It's food or moisture, always.
Well,
in
I don't
Arizona.
know what they're looking for because there's no crumbs on my floor.
Gotcha.
But they upset me, and they gross me out.
Who does the pest control, you or hubby?
We don't have pests. That's the thing.
If
I
you
just
do now,
well,
hypothetically, if you had ants getting in your home, who would you design
I
to take
grabbed
care
a
of it?
can of whatever that killing stuff is, and I just go.
Okay, don't do that.
Oh.
That's causing more harm than good.
Okay.
Here's what you do. Those ants are living outside somewhere. There's a colony. All you have to do is follow that trail back to that colony.
It's under my front door.
It's
Like, there's a crack.
there's an ant nest outside
I don't
somewhere.
know.
You think they live in your front door?
Yeah.
You have front door ants.
And once a year, they just want to come in without knocking and really bother me. But literally, it happens like one day,
Yeah.
and then they don't come back.
Well, let's not worry about
Well,
that.
then that's
Live and let
not a
live.
pest
Well,
issue.
maybe more than
I've
one
got
day.
the crickets.
He's got a real problem.
I have
here.
the major issue.
Do you have lizards? We have lizards. Little
Lizards.
bitty
I need the lizards
Nature's
to come
pest
in to
control.
eat the
Leave 'em alone.
crickets.
Leave 'em
Yeah,
alone.
I don't take the lizards out either.
Yep.
I like that.
And geckos are the best.
Yeah, they're cute.
Yes.
I'm
They're
gonna let
cute.
the crickets
bark.
into my house.
They do?
They make little chirping noises. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I
customers
don't-
call us all the time. Get rid of my lizards. We're like,
No,
no, leave them
keep 'em.
alone.
I like
They're
the
eating
lizards.
the bug.
I like
Yeah.
the lizards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
How
Mike,
do
this
people
is
find
fun.
you? We have 3 seconds. Go.
To say what now?
Okay. Bye.
Good morning, everybody. It looks like an active chat this Monday morning. That is good to see.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people chatting on YouTube. Good morning, everyone. Ron is off today, so Desiree and I are holding down the fort here in our Fox 10 Talk studio, and you are looking live at downtown Phoenix. Blue skies, but it is warming up out there.
Yeah,
so we've got Linda Monterth in the chat, Be Kind Forever, Lil Philosophy, and a lot of people chiming in. Jennifer, good morning to you as well. So nice to see all of you guys hanging around since 10 a.m. and welcome to the newbies as well.
Yes, it's good to see this downtown shot where everything is clear and beautiful this morning, because we have had quite the active night of monsoon activity, especially in the West Valley. We were seeing so much storm video coming out of the West Valley and a lot of damage as well.
You know, usually it's the East Valley, and the West Valley doesn't get a whole lot of activity. But yeah, last night's storm, the light show, the winds, you probably received an alert on your cell phone. I actually still have it up on my cell phone. So it was, and it wasn't easy to like consider when you look at it. It said imminent threat alert.
Yeah,
National Weather Service, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for this area until 9:15 a.m. I think one of the kind of the craziest parts of it, though, it's a destructive 80-mile-per-hour winds. Take shelter in a sturdy building away from windows, flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. So when you get something like that from the National Weather Service, it's it's pretty alarming.
Pretty alarming, yeah. Absolutely. And so you're seeing some video from that storm last night. Let's get to Danielle's report from this morning. She was out in the streets for us and saw a lot of damage. Let's take a look at her report.
Good morning, and this storm definitely packing a punch, specifically in the West Valley. We're here at Northern and 33rd Avenue, where you can see there is a lot of damage left behind. This is a massive tree that just completely toppled over onto the power lines here, creating quite the mess out here. No power is on here in this particular area. It looked from the map about 1,300 people specifically without power right now, as crews, as you can see, continue to try to repair these lines that have been ripped down by this tree. We did speak with a few people here in this neighborhood off camera, and they were telling us that it rolled around right around 8 o'clock last night, and very scary, a lot of high winds, and then boom, the power goes out and they are still without power. So hopefully they can get things restored. On the website it said right around 11 o'clock is what they're expecting out here. So this is overnight video you can see of another area. Once again, power lines down. That is much of the same here in the West Valley. At one point there was about 10,000 people without power. So they are trying to work as quickly as possible. As we know, things heat up very quickly inside homes when there is no power. So they are really trying to work hard to restore it at this time. So here's some other video right here. This is the Shadow Mountain Mobile Home Park. There was a lot of damage there. There's debris all over the place. Also, no power, about 328 customers specifically in that neighborhood. And it's showing it is expected to be restored right around 11 o'clock as well. So people who live in that area say it was a very scary moments as that storm rolled through. One woman even believes her unit was struck by lightning.
I was about 2 feet away from the bathroom, and I saw this big light come through my wall and landed, my bathroom. If I would have been sitting on the potty, I would have been done.
You could feel the trailer shaking. I looked out the window and I could see the awning across the street come up off of my neighbor's mobile home and land over here in the front of my neighbor's yard.
And to note, that area there, that mobile home park, about a month ago got hit by another monsoon storm. So this is number 2 for them. Unfortunately, another morning filled with cleaning up, and that's exactly what's going to be happening here, specifically where we are. Northern 33rd Avenue to 35th Avenue completely shut down in both directions as they continue to work to repair the power out here. I can say that the traffic is definitely picking up as people are making their way on their morning commute. So definitely avoid the area if at all possible. There was a tree service company out here, but it does appear that SRP has to kind of repair things and fix things, make sure things are safe before they can actually remove that tree from the area.
All right, so there we had it, that report from Danielle. Obviously, you can tell it was a pretty active night, a big a cleanup effort now this morning. But here in studio, we have a guest for you today. His name is Matt Mazenko. Matt, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Glad you're here with us. You're the managing director at Nomo Robo. And we're here to talk about QR scams and some scams that are out there that people need to be aware of, especially because we saw a recent report in People last month where the Pima County Sheriff's Office kind of put out, the warning call to folks to be careful of some of the scams related to the Nancy Guthrie case. So, Matt, as it relates to that, can you speak to what we were seeing there in that case and, the warning that folks should be aware of?
Sure thing. So
lean in for me if you don't mind, my friend. Thank you.
So the facts of the case were really that people are taking advantage of the fact that this is still an ongoing issue and that the Pima County Sheriff has been working on this issue. And they thought, well, gee, if we put something out there saying that the Pima County Sheriff is asking for donations to speed this up, maybe people will give us some money. And so that's exactly what they did. They created some sort of a fake donation website. With that fake donation website, they created a QR code that led to that and basically put that out in social media channels and a number of other places so that people would see that and, probably without thinking, I'll just scan this with my phone and it'll take me to some place where I can go give the Sheriff's Department some money to keep this going. Not thinking the question, would the Sheriff's Department really ask for donations?
Right. What does your company do?
Our company focuses on blocking scams of all types and sorts. So
Thank
whether
you,
that's
with a big exclamation point.
You're welcome. We're trying. It's
you got your hands full.
We do. The bad guys are always changing their tactics, and it can be tricky. And this is a great example of that. It used to just be robocalls and things like that, and it's switched to texts, and now it's gone from texts into things like QR codes, which again are very convenient and easily accessed via your phone. And so what we're trying to do is really minimize all of the threats that we can on the phone.
So it's not that the QR code is fake; it's that the website is fake, or is it both that are fake?
It can be both. So in a lot of cases, the website itself is perfectly legitimate, but it's just not an actor that's actually doing what they say they're going to do. So they're, of course, not going to give that money to the sheriff. They're going to go buy a car or something with it. But there are other cases where what they'll do is they'll take like a decal or something and put that over a formerly legitimate QR code that you think maybe you're at a restaurant. You think you're paying your bill, and you scan that code that now has a sticker over it, and it's taking you to a different site that may look just like the restaurant, but they've changed a couple of things. And so now that bill you think you're paying, you're suddenly putting money in someone else's pocket, and the restaurant's still going to want their money.
Yeah. So what is the risk if someone sees a fake QR code, for example, and they scan it? Is there a risk in just scanning it alone, or is the risk in when you go and actually send money?
It can be both. So in some cases, what will happen is when you scan that QR code, it will start the download of some piece of software onto your phone that's designed to give people access to information that you might have on your phone. So you really have to be careful when you click on one of those things that as it's popping up. First of all, just try not to click on anything that you're not really certain is from who it says it's from. And, if you see something strange start to happen on your phone, like close your browser, do whatever you can to get out of there as fast as you can.
To read some of the information.
Can you walk us through this?
Sure. So, Arizona, unsurprisingly, is a pretty big hotspot for fraud calls. You've probably heard, and it is true, that older Americans are typically one of the biggest constituencies in terms of people that are scammed, and Arizona has lots of them, right? Especially during snowbird season and even just generally. And so the scammers know this, and so they try to target these people, and they target scams that are specific to that group. They look for Medicare scams. That's one of the biggest ones. They also look for auto insurance scams. We see the billboards all over Phoenix and everywhere else, but they know that there's money to be made there, and so they reach out to people saying, hey, were you in an accident? We can get you money, things like that. And now, as we go into political season, the political robocalls and texts are going to go way up.
How can you help us educate maybe some of the, the big numbers as we look at about 107 million unwanted robocalls and texts blocked, 21 million scam texts blocked. You guys have done a great job. How can we educate some of maybe we have elderly parents, more mature, or brothers and sisters who are older, kind of in that, senior citizen age, and help them along. I had a girlfriend, coincidentally, here in the Valley. Her mother was scammed out of thousands of dollars, and they had targeted her because she's elderly. And my girlfriend was like, she lives out of state, and she's saying, what's happening? And her mom just didn't know. So I think maybe there's a lot of, how can we educate our older generations?
Sure. So there are a couple of things that you really have to focus on. One is that you kind of have to treat every phone call you receive with skepticism now. The older generation, this includes my generation too, you answered the phone nicely. Hello, this is the such and such residence. How can I help you? Things like that. You were taught to be nice and polite and not be rude on the phone. But unfortunately now people will take advantage of that by calling you, having some sort of a very sweet opening and trying to get your confidence. And once they do get your confidence, the problem there is that they have a very, we like to say that these are illegal businesses, but they are businesses. They have a playbook they work from. They have very specific tuned psychological tactics that they use. And they focus on things like urgency. They focus on appeal to emotion, right? The Guthrie case is a great thing about this. If people are obviously very worked up. This is a celebrity's mom. It's a big deal. It's national news. And so they're appealing to that sense of emotion. Or they're also appealing to, in some cases, threat of loss, right? If you don't do this, you're going to suffer these consequences. And
is there any way to find these people and where they could potentially face criminal charges?
Potentially, but it's very, very hard. They work through, like any transnational
type of
criminal organization. They have shell companies, they have front companies, and often they have 2 or 3 in a row. So when
they're really very organized, and
they're very organized.
About what they're doing.
They put the organized in organized crime for sure.
Well, we have about a minute left, Matt.
Sure.
So what are a couple tips that you can leave our viewers with so they don't fall victims to some of these scams that are out there?
Sure thing. So when it comes to QR codes, unless it's something that you absolutely trust, you probably shouldn't click on it. Just go type the URL in. Things that you see on TV and things like that are good because, that can't be faked or spoofed. But, a sticker on a table, a flyer at the local Starbucks,
be wary.
Probably just don't, or at least be careful. And then when it comes to phone calls, obviously, be skeptical. You have to understand that there are bad people out there that want to do bad things. And you got to protect yourself first.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. What a great conversation.
Great. Thanks for
We appreciate
having
you coming in today.
Thanks
Here's
so
a
much.
look at the mystery cam. Get your guesses in. So this was your mystery cam for the morning. We are seeing a couple guesses here. I think, let's see, Be Kind Forever. You may have been one of the first to get your guess in. Says this is Oregon. I like that guess. Thomas Brown says this could be Georgia. Louis Gonzalez, Alabama. Linda says Missouri. What are you thinking here, Celeste?
I'm going to go with maybe like an Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah, just for fun. I don't think it's popped up there yet, but what are your thoughts, Desiree?
Well, there's 2 guesses for Georgia. I'll go with that.
All right, sounds
I'll put
good.
in a third, and let's see if that gives us good luck.
Let's see. Here is your mystery camera this morning. A second mystery camera of the day. Danville, Illinois.
Oh.
So it's Illinois there
Okay.
this morning.
So if you ever wondered what Danville looks like, there you go. All right, a nice shot. Looks like they're having some good weather today. Well, we have 2 guests in studio for you guys right now, and we are so excited to introduce you to these wonderful ladies. So we have a movie star by day here in this project that we're going to be talking about. We have Perlette Ramos. You're in a new documentary here called 3 Extraordinary Women. And then we have Dr. Allison Steyer. You're the Vice President of Mental Health Services at Southwest Human Development, which is hosting the screening of this documentary. So Perlette, if we could start with you, kind of walk us through this documentary what it's about.
3 Extraordinary Women tells the story of 3 women who experienced significant childhood trauma, Terry, Tammy, and Perletta. And the film basically centers us as we're climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. And the idea behind it was to really focus on 2 things. A, that many people experience trauma, whether it's in childhood or in adulthood, and it's really important to highlight the stories we tell ourselves about the things that happen to us. And so one of the key aspects of the film is we tell our story as we're climbing the mountain, with this idea that we each have a personal Kilimanjaro. And so we tell our personal Kilimanjaro story, and then we have a collective Kilimanjaro, which is really collective healing around the negative issues that oftentimes impact women and children globally.
And then it makes people, I think, also open up and say, I'm not alone.
Yes,
right?
for sure.
And I think, Dr. Steyer, maybe you can share a little bit about that. It's not only, I think, therapeutic then for like Perletta or the other women who are going through the process, but it is therapeutic and I think enlightening for other people to watch what other women have gone through.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the thing about trauma is there's always hope. You know, the terrible things can happen to people and they can still get better and they can still have lives that are fulfilling and you know, where they make a contribution. And I think seeing that other people get through really hard things is inspiring and stokes that hope.
And I want to kind of go back to and talk about Southwest Human Development. If you can kind of reintroduce our viewers to your organization and what you do. You try to set children and families up for success. So hopefully we can avoid, you know, some of this trauma that people do experience and go through. So can you just remind us what the organization does and how you're here to support Valley families?
Yeah, well, we're the largest nonprofit in the state that's dedicated to very young children and their families, and also training professionals to work with very young children and families. And so the hope is, and we see a lot of children who've been impacted by trauma, the hope is when you get there early, you can help shape the narrative so that children don't blame themselves, so that they understand, they have some story to tell themselves that makes sense of their experience, and that adults can restore their function as a protective person in the child's life. That gets lost sometimes when the child hasn't been protected for whatever reason. They don't trust anymore that they can be, and the parent starts to feel like they're not an effective protector. So we actually see children and adults together and work on the relationship.
You have a great organization.
Oh, thank you.
You really do.
Yeah,
so it's not a
we do.
surprise, Perletta, that you guys partnered together on the documentary. I think it's a great location. I think it's can you introduce us to the other 2 women in the documentary as well?
And we do have a trailer to show, so we can run that, and if you could speak more.
The idea of bringing women together to explore themselves in the world simultaneously, it's the relationship with the world and yourself.
awakens in you things you can't even contemplate.
My life was wonderful till age 10. Israel invaded the rest of Palestine, and we became under occupation.
Incredible. Just wanted to show a little bit of that, and you can continue on there.
Sure. So Terry was about 14 years old when she became an advocate. She's Palestinian, was born in Ramallah. And when she became an advocate and becoming vocal when Israel invaded Palestine, her mom was afraid for her and the safety of her family. And so they shipped her to the United States against her will and did not let her know that when she came here that she would have to quit school and work 3 jobs, which she did for the next 10 years to bring the rest of her family to the United States. And then Tammy was 6 years old when she saw her mother murdered by a stalker. And so she tells not just that aspect of trauma, but also she and her 2 sisters went to live with her father, who is not actually happy to have his 3 young children being responsible for them, and the abuse that she experienced as a result of living with her father and not really getting the type of support that that the organization provides. And also, if I might just say something as a follow-up, and that is, we actually tell the we tell the post-traumatic growth story as well. Like, we tell about the thing that happens, and as a part of changing the narrative, we tell what we made it mean. And all 3 girls didn't make it mean that there was something wrong with them. They made it mean that there was something wrong with the systems that allowed for the things to happen to them. And a part of the post-traumatic positive story is in that meaning making, which you mentioned earlier. There's an invitation for those who watch the film to actually reflect on the things that may have happened in their lives and what they made it mean, so that there can be some acknowledgement that there's potential for growth, for leadership, for advocacy that can come out of the experiences that we have even when we're young children.
Yeah, and that story of overcoming is really important, I'm sure, to share with viewers as well. So can you, and then after we show the documentary, there's a post kind of showing discussion, right? What are you hoping people take from this after watching this documentary?
Well, I think inevitably they'll feel inspired, they'll feel hopeful. When you think about trauma, you don't hear the story that can come after it, and the story of hopefulness, of transformation, sometimes for people finding a new sense of self, and the positive story. So I hope that people will feel that there's more to the story than just the trauma.
You know, you're an attorney, but I think it was so wonderful to see you there walking through the woods in that. What was that like for you, to walk in nature? And you said life is your passion project, Perletta.
I appreciate the question. I'm going to say organically, I came to understand how impactful being in nature can be to help facilitate healing, and there's tons of research that speaks to that. Hiking in particular. I moved to Arizona about 20 years ago and organically discovered myself as a hiker and have become an avid hiker, which is in part what inspired the trek up Mount Kilimanjaro. It's been life-changing, and not just for me, it could be possibly for others as well who give themselves permission to explore, I'm going to say, the natural world, but also to explore themselves in the process.
What's your favorite hike? Do you have one in Arizona?
Well, rim to rim.
Yeah.
Rim to rim. Rim to rim. Yeah. It's challenging. You got to dig deep. It for some people is a personal Kilimanjaro. That's one of those life goals that many people have, and there's so much time to reflect and get connected to yourself and to nature.
And I think you bring up a good point too. I mean, there's that whole idea of grounding. You take your shoes off and you walk through grass, and there's something about connecting to nature in different ways, whether or not it's a forest or just a park or something where you get out and just go, okay, like, I'm here and what's my calling, what's my purpose, and what am I supposed to share with the world. I think it's a beautiful
And you're
thing.
part of something bigger than yourself.
Exactly.
So, what was the experience like? Well, you have seen it, Dr. Sire?
I've
You've
seen parts of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your kind of takeaway after you watched, some parts of this?
It's so moving and it's so inspirational, I think, and it's the very kind of hopefulness that we want people who are struggling to have.
And what did you take away, after filming and this was done, and you kind of sit back and watch the final piece?
Producing a documentary is difficult.
Yeah.
And what I'll say, obviously, it's a documentary. So what happened on the mountain happened on the mountain. I'm grateful that it was inspirational. That was ultimately my intent. Tammy, and I are quote unquote successful in life, and so often people see how the person ended up, but they didn't.
They never
couldn't
see the journey.
They didn't see the journey,
work.
and so a part of this was to say, "Hey, look, me too." And because we were able to make meaning in a way that really centered ourselves as the hero of our own story, which is also the invitation. It's a blessing to me to be able to show the film in all spaces, but particularly with organizations such as this, where they're serving people who are struggling and who are oftentimes in a story that isn't empowering.
Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. We have about a minute left, so we need to tell folks where they can go watch and be part of that post-documentary discussion.
Well, if they log on to the Southwest Human Development website, you can find it. It's swhd.org/WGC. Come out.
Did you get all that in the chat, you guys?
Just go Google it.
Google it. You're showing it Wednesday, August 12th, right? 4:30 or 5:30.
Yes.
So Wednesday, August 12th at 5:30 at the Osborne. Is it a Mellon Center? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And it's $10 for admission.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. And with that, you get the post-show discussion as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much. We're going to send you guys off at the mystery camp today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Nice to see you.